Unit 3 Introduction to Operating System and Process Management, Part 1. So, first we will see what is operating system concepts or what is operating system. So, there are some functions. Operating system means it allocates resources, it monitor activities as well as it manages disks and files. So, operating system is an interface between the user and the hardware of computer system. There are different tasks of operating system. It recognizes and installs peripheral devices. It manages files and folders. It shares out system memory, handles system errors and alerts user. It manages system security. It allows software to communicate with the hardware. It moves the data to and from the hardware disk. It loads and runs other software applications. It handles inputs and outputs. It recognizes and installs peripheral devices. So, operating system is a system software that manages a computer hardware and software resources and provides a common services for computer programs. The operating system is the most important program that run on computer. So the operating system is the most important program that run on computer. Every general purpose computer must have an operating system to run other programs and applications. The operating system perform a basic task such as recognizing input from the keyboard and sending output to the display screen, keeping track of files and directions on the disk, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drives and printers. So an operating system is an interface between the users and the hardware of computer system. It is a system software which may be viewed as an organized collection of the software consisting of procedure for operating a computer and providing an environment for execution of program. The operating system functions have evolved in the response to the following considerations: the efficient utilization of computing resources, new features in computer architecture, and new user requirements. Now, what is the definition of operating system? An operating system is a program that acts as an interface between the user and the computer hardware and control the execution of all kinds of the program. So, there are user 1, user 2, user n. It is connected to the software, that is system software, application software, through the operating system to the operating system. And through operating system it is connected to the hardware. Hardware consists of CPU, RAM and IO. That is input, output, random access memory and CPU. So program that control the execution of the application program is operating system, and interface between the application and hardware. So main objective of an OS, that is operating system, is convenience, efficiency and ability to evolve. The operating system manages the resources of computer. These resources consist of memory, processor, file system and input output devices. It keeps the track of the status of each resources and decides who will have a control over a computer resources for how long and when. The positioning of an operating system in overall system can be explained by the computer hardware outside of this is operating system, then it consists of systems and programs, then it consists of application programs, and at the end it consists of users. So operating system controls the computer hardware resources. The programs interact with the computer hardware with the help of operating system. There are two ways in which one can interact with operating system. One is by making a system call, and second is by operating a system commands. So, the operating system services consist of program development, program execution, access input-output devices, controlled access to the files, system access, error detection and response, and accounting. Then there are some important functions of operating systems such as memory management, process management, device management, file management, security, control over system performance, job accounting, error detecting aids, coordination between other software and users. Memory management means it refers to the management of the primary memory or the main memory. The main memory is a large array of words or the bytes where each word or byte has its own address. Then process management. In multi-programming environment, the operating system decides which process gets the processor, when and how much time. This function is called process scheduling. The operating system does the following activities for the processor management such as device management. The operating system manages the device communication via the respective drivers. The operating system does the following activities for device management. The file management, it is normally organized into a directories for easy navigation and usage. These directories may contain files and other directions. So security, it means of a password and similar other techniques preventing unauthorized access to the programs and data. Then control over system performance, the recording delays between the request for a service and response from the system. Then job accounting means it keeping the track of the time and resources used by the various jobs and users. Next, error detecting aids, the production of dumps, traces, error messages and other debugging and error detecting aids. Then coordination between other software and users, the coordination and assignment of the compilers, interpreters, assemblers and other softwares to the various users of the computer system. Then the next is evolution of operating system. A major operating system will evolve over a time for a number of reasons: hardware upgrade, new types of hardware, new services and fixes. Then there are some stages which consist of serial processing, simple batch system, multi-programmed batch system and time sharing system. So the operating system has evolved over a period of time. In particular, these are serial processing, batch processing and multi-programming. An operating system may process its tasks serially or concurrently. In serial execution, the entire system remains dedicated to a single program. In concurrent processing, the operating system executes multiple programs in interleaved fashion. So serial processing, there are some types of. In serial processing, it involves the manual intervention after every step. The process of development and preparation of a program in such an environment is slow due to a serial processing and manual intervention. In typical sequence, the editor is called to create a source code of user program written in programming language. Second, the compiler is called to convert a source code into a binary code. Then third, loader is called to load the executable program into a main memory for execution. The serial mode of execution is not efficient. The time is wasted after every step due to manual intervention. This results in low utilization of resources. In early computer system, the instructions and the data used to be entered through hexadecimal keyboard. The advent of the input-output devices such as punch cards, paper tapes, and language translators brought a significant step in computer system utilization. The next development was the replacement of the card decks with a standard input, that is keyboard, and output means a monitor. Then there are some types of operating system. So it consists of first one simple batch system, second multi-programming batch system, multiprocessor system, distributed operating system, and real-time operating system. So serial processing consists of the earliest computer and the problems. So in earliest computer there is no operating system. The programmers interacted directly with the computer hardware. Here computers run from a console with the display, light, toggle switches, some form of input devices, and a printer. The users have access to the computer in series, and the problems are scheduling. The most installation used a hard copy sign up sheet to reserve a computer time. Then the time allocation could run short or long, resulting in the wasted computer time. Then the setup time, a considerable amount of time was spent just on setting up the program to run. So these are some problems related to serial processing. Next, the first type is simple batch system. So early computers were very expensive. They important to maximize the processor utilization. Then the monitor, here the users no longer has direct access to processor. The job is submitted to the computer operator, who batches them together and places them on an input devices. The program branches back to the monitor when finished. So in this type of the system, there is no direct interaction between the user and computer. The user has to submit a job or the return on the cards or the tape to a computer operator. Then computer operator places a batch of several jobs on an input devices. Then the jobs are batched together by the type of languages and the requirement. Then a special program, the monitor, manages the execution of each program in a batch. The monitor is always in the main memory and available for the execution. Then the following are some disadvantages of this type of the system. The first one is zero interaction between the user and computer and no mechanism to prioritize the processes. So in batch operating system, it requires a grouping of similar job which consist of programs, data, and system commands. The batch processing is suitable for the program with large computation time with no need for user interaction. So some example of such program include payroll, weather forecasting, statistical analysis, large scientific number crunching programs. The users are not required to wait for the completion of the program. Here the program execution may need few hours to few days for the execution. Now the batch processing has two main disadvantages, that is we have already seen non-interactive environment and offline debugging. A batch operating system allow practically no interaction between the user and execution program. The turnaround time taken between the job submission and job completion in batch operation system is very high. The user have no control over intermediate results of a program. In batch operating system, a programmer cannot debug a program bugs the moments it occurs. The process scheduling, memory management, file management, and input-output management in batch processing are quite simple. Here, the jobs are typically processed in order of submission. Also, the memory is usually divided into two areas. One portion contains the operating system, and the second part is executing the user program. Now when the execution of one program is over, the new program is loaded into the same area. The allocation of the input-output devices is simple as there is only one program in the execution at a time. Now the access to the file is serial and there is hardly a need of protection and file access control mechanism. So, in batch processing, the sequence of the operations involved in program execution is automated. In addition, the programs with similar requirement are batched together and run through a computer as a group. The central idea behind the simple batch processing scheme was the use of piece of software known as monitor. The monitor is always a resident in memory. It automatically sequences the one job to another job. The resident monitor acts as per the control statements given by the programmer. The control statements are for compiling a program, loading programming, executing a program. So the control statements are specified using a job control language. For example, job control language means job, that is first card of job. TC is the execute a C compiler. Load means load program into the memory. Then run means execute the user program, and end means last card of the job. So the batch processing is the advantageous over serial processing as there is no intervening idle time. Now the buffering of input output. The throughput of computer system can be improved through a buffering. The input output activities are very slow. The speed discrepancy between the fast CPU and comparatively slow input output devices such as keyboard, printers is major bottleneck. The problem is that while an input output is occurring, the CPU is idle, waiting for the input output to complete. Buffering is a method of overlapping input output processing and processing of single job. The idea behind buffering is very simple, that is, each device has its own local memory. During output operation, the CPU writes the data in device buffer and continues with further execution. It does not wait for the completion of input-output operation. During input operation, the input device can fetch and store the data in buffer in advance. Thus, buffering can improve system throughput by overlapping input, output and processing of a single job. Now, spooling means if the CPU is on the average much faster than the input device, then buffering will be of little use. If the CPU is always faster, then it always finds an empty buffer and have to wait for input device. For example, the CPU can process at full speed until eventually all system buffers are full. Then CPU must wait for the output device. This situation occurs with input-output bound jobs where the amount of input-output activity is much more compared to the computation. Now the spooling, that is the simultaneous peripheral operation on line, it is more sophisticated form of input-output buffering. It uses the disk as a very large buffer for reading and for storing output file. Spooling allows CPU to overlap the input of one job with computation and output of other job. Therefore, this approach is faster than buffering. Even in a simple system, the spooler may be reading the input of one job while printing the output of different job. So this is all about the batch processing and serial processing. Now the remaining types of operating system, we will continue this in next lecture.